Punch Man was originally created in 2009, written and illustrated as a webcomic by One, a Japanese manga artist, his pseudonym being One. One was never a mangaka by profession until recently. He started by publishing his own work on a free site called Nitosha and then later his own site. He really only thought of it as a hobby. In fact, in an interview, One said, "The truth is that One Punch Man was originally simply a way for me to practice using a manga creating software called Comic Studio, and I uploaded it intending for it to be only a single chapter long. But I was happy to see it get a bigger response than I had anticipated, so I quickly drew up chapter 2, and then lots of comments came in putting up a next chapter soon, so I figured I would draw this thing properly and came up with the plot all the way up to the final chapter." He drew certain parts specifically to get a reaction from readers, so in essence he didn't really plan for One Punch Man to go this far, he merely continued it all for the lols. If you want to stalk One, his Twitter link is in the description link below, and if you want to read One Punch Man the webcomic raw version, you can find it on this website, which will be in the description below as well. So far within 2015, 104 chapters have been released. While the webcomic was in its early stages, the future for One Punch Man didn't look so bright. Around February 2010, just as the webcomic started rising in popularity, One had stopped updating it and announced on Twitter that he would be going on a hiatus due to getting a job. The hiatus lasted over a year until finally he quit his job in spring 2011. In an interview, his response was, "Due to family matters, I decided to get a job for a year, but my plan was not to goof around and just save up as much money as possible. That way, the year after, I wouldn't have to bother with even a part-time job and could focus on drawing manga full-time. I intended to spend 365 days doing nothing but manga, and if that didn't lead anywhere, I would give up." So yeah, we've all pretty much changed his life. Webcomic to a manga. By June 2012, when the webcomic became quite popular, receiving 7.9 million hits, Yosuke Murata, who is known for illustrating Eyeshield 21, contacted One with a proposal to redraw his webcomic into a manga for digital publication on Young Jump webcomics. This was quite a big deal as One's drawing style is, well, quite unique. It is seriously different to what we have seen today in the anime series and in the official manga. If you want to see in this picture below, you can see the difference. The first chapter of the newly illustrated manga was published on June 2012. However, while being almost exactly the same series in terms of content, there are variations in the artwork and is obviously much higher quality. The introduction of the new manga ultimately led to kickstarting One's career as a mangaka. In an interview, One said, "Murata sensei just happened to find my website and became interested in One Punch Man. I had always been a fan of his, so I jumped at the opportunity to work with him. I get really excited seeing my work transformed into something with so much passion and amazing art." Murata also responded in explaining why he started working with One. He said after about a year, One said that he might be quitting his job to become a manga artist, but my peers were actually stopping me. When I first started reading One Punch Man, I was already hoping I could one day work together, but I was already under contract under Shonen Jump. But once One had tweeted I will stop drawing manga as due to his problems, Murata quickly contacted him immediately to get everything sorted out. Well, thanks to Murata, One Punch Man actually went this far, but if you guys are wondering which one should I read, One's original webcomic or the newer manga, well, Murata's remake is recommended to begin reading with. One's version is further ahead in the story, but since both are almost the same except for the artwork, you may choose to pick One's version where Murata's left off. So what you have to do is start from chapter 53 in the One webcomic. The end of chapter 52 is where the manga has started to deviate more significantly, with Murata expanding on the plot and adding much more detail than what was in the webcomic. In the terms of the concept art and character design, One didn't give too much thought. As he said himself, One Punch Man is something I originally started just to entertain myself, so I just do whatever the heck I want. But even so, one came up with Saitama's rather simplistic design when thinking about how many cool looking superheroes there were. Even Saitama's name wasn't given too much thought, as it is based on the city where one is from. One Punch Man is actually a parody of other superhero mangas, one of which is Unpun Man, an old popular anime series amongst young children in Japan. When Murata came into play with One Punch Man, he was actually thinking about drawing him slightly different in his remake and gave Saitama more complex features, but decided not to do it in the end. In his own words, he said, "I actually started off drawing him really cool looking. I was thinking that if I was working as the artist, I should make everyone look as cool as possible. In that process, I was making Saitama look handsome or adding stars in his eyes, but I scrapped all of it. In the end, those things don't matter to Saitama's nature. His appeal isn't in his looks. The overall concept of Saitama is to be as simple as possible, from his looks to his finishing move of one punch." In the case of Genos, his design and backstory seems more artistic and compelling. Not to denounce that Saitama's backstory is intriguing, we all want to know what he really done to get this strong. However, Genos brings in the flair and makes the fight seem flashier, which was all intended by One, to separate the difference between Saitama and the rest of the characters. In the world of One Punch Man, there are categories which designate threats that could cause disaster to cities by disaster levels. The Heroes Association follow them before they send out the hero in the right class for corresponding level. However, the anime slightly differs from the manga. Genos explains to Saitama there are 4 types of threat levels, but in the manga there are 5 types of threat levels, Wolf being the lowest. Wolf is mentioned in the manga, which is the appearance of a being or a group that might pose a threat. So this was removed in the anime. Three years before the current storyline, the Hero Association was founded by a multimillionaire named Agoni, whose grandchild was attacked by a mysterious being and saved by a passing man. After hearing what happened, Agoni came up with the idea and founded the Hero Association and the National Superhero Registry from his private funds. Back to the main story, and Saitama is the passing man who saved the kid. So technically speaking, the Hero Association was built in the honor of Saitama, and Saitama is indirectly responsible for the creation of the Heroes Association. Yet he's still a Class C. Near the end of the opening of the anime, Saitama is actually performing a serious strike from his Super Move Serious series, but a bit differently. He actually places his left hand over his right hand while preparing to use his serious strike. This is actually a parody to Gon from Hunter x Hunter while performing his signature rock. In fact, there are a lot more references to other mangas making it into a parody, so if you guys know any of them, mention it in the comment section below. For example, Vaccine Man was voiced by the guy who voices Frieza because he looks a lot like Purple Piccolo. There's a lot more trivia where that came from, so if you guys know more, write it down. In the world of One Punch Man, the setting of the city locations are named with letters of the alphabet. So far in the manga, only 14 cities are mentioned. The main cities the comic revolves around are A, Q and mainly Z. A city is the location for the headquarters of the Hero Association. Q city is labelled as the most dangerous city of the country in terms of the average levels of disasters. And Z city consists of a business district, a residential district and a abandoned, trashed and deserted area. Saitama and Genos are inhabitants of the deserted area, which is home to many mysterious beings but has cheap rent. Other known cities include B, C, F, G, H, J, K, M, S, W and Y. The anime adaptation of the manga, animated by renowned Japanese studio Madhouse and directed by famed anime director Shingo Natsume, who played as part of other awesome animes such as Fullmetal Alchemist. Though the anime is still airing, recent news on the official Twitter account for the One Punch Man television anime series revealed that titles for the 6 OVAs that would be bundled with the anime home video release in Japan. Original manga creator One will write the original story for all 6 OVAs. So make sure you guys check that out. Other anime were used as foundation for looks and features for some of the characters. For instance, the black lines under Sonic are a reference to Ice Shield's Gao. One at the time said he read a lot of Ice Shield 21, so I thought of dropping a reference to an American football player. Atomic Samurai was modeled after Kyuzo from 7 Samurai. Bang is said to be modeled after Xeno Zoldyck and Notaro from Hunter x Hunter. Anyway guys, that was just 10 quick snippets and facts and trivia on One Punch Man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe and make sure you press the like button and help support us. In our next video, we'll be doing another Dragon Ball Z. I think we will be covering the androids or one of the bad guys. We will be filming a lot more footage of ourselves as well, which we'll be uploading on the weekend. And I hope to see you guys next time, and thanks for watching. Share the video with your friends and let us know what you guys think, and give us some feedback, and you know, just tell us. We're trying to get better. We're trying to get better. Yeah, we're both really enjoying the show, so we said, nah, we need to make a freaking video about it. So we just decided to get some quick info and, you know, just spread it and let you guys know, because I know everyone's loving it. And yeah.